Welcome back to Let's Play the Siege of Dragonspear. Last time we explored the abandoned temple of Baal, defeated whatever the heck Zeatar was. She was huge. Maybe half-dragon? And a Mind Flayer who is using this place as an attempt... I actually don't know what the other monsters associated with Mind Flayers are, but basically trying to take over the place as like some sort of base or even breeding ground. I'm not totally sure. We slew the Mind Flayer's evil party, got quite a bit of loot. Like, my god, so much loot. And some body, I'm gonna hold on to the body in case that's like someone that matters. To put it in the rudest way possible. Only 3 casts on that Wand of the Heavens. Yeesh. Chaotic Commands is hers. I'm just going back over the loot here. Bracers of Defense, AC 7, and that's your quarterstaff. Yeah, we got some stuff to sell. Oh man, I just look at the friggin' damage we do. 11 to 16, 17 to 24. That's not to mention the boatloads of damage that my casters will obviously be dealing. Let's see. Yeah, I am satisfied that we fully cleared the place. There's the guy who's fighting a bookcase, but I don't think we need to worry about him. So let's head back to the Flaming Fist encampment. And let's dump stuff off and become rich again. And let's just completely ignore this dragon here. We have no qualms with this worm. Party before Bridgefort. Alright, and then I can just straight up leave from here. Very glad I came this way. Although I didn't really get that many upgrades for the party. I mean, I got an Ion Stone, but that wasn't really relevant to this quest. Like, the more I think about it, like... no rings here. Well, I guess I did get the, Stalker Gauntlets. It's just there's not really much to buy right now. So the money is just for my own satisfaction, to be perfectly honest. Thought I told you to go back to the camp, Jaheira. I guess I could, like, temporarily recruit Jaheira and then pull the stuff off of her. Alright, Belagarm, prepare to expand your stock. Yeah, rogue stones are worth a ton. Bag of holding. Yes. we will. I can't sell the Goblin Hide Armor +2. Interesting. Not as rich as I'd actually hoped. Only 26,000 gold, which is like enough to buy like Candlekeep, but still. Just numbers wise, it's not how much I expect to have. Wait, crap. I think I want the sling +1, don't I? Oh, no, you already have one. Well, alright. Let's go ahead and take a rest. Well, yeah, let's just take a rest. Okay, so let's just double check armor here. AC 1, -2 versus slashing, 0 versus piercing and missile. So that's 1 versus crushing. I don't think I can get any armor that's better than AC 2. Or AC -2. Especially not when I have Ring Princes. And then I have Senses of the Cat, Destroyer of the Hills, yeah. It is hard to hit me without magic. Minsk has AC 1, -3 versus slashing, -2 versus piercing and missile. I'd like to get you some better crushing AC. Archer's Eyes are... You know what, I'm actually going to give that to Safana. Because that extra crit chance is insane, and then you can do missile storms, like up close. Let's see. It'd be good for you two to get like intelligence on. Well, no, you don't actually. I actually did some looking into intelligence. Apparently, doesn't affect anything like. In tabletop, it's insinuated, but it's not... No, in tabletop, I think you get more spell slots in 2nd edition based on your casting stat, but that's not implemented as a rule in this game. I think that's what it is. Okay, you're on your one-handed. Okay. Did we ever talk to Edwin? Oh, yes. Sorry, Edwin, I didn't realize you were busy. I'll leave you to your standing around thinking. Mock me if you will, you chattering chimp. You would do well to take a moment to contemplate your path yourself. Ah, why do I even bother? Be gone. Your face bothers me. Can't do anything for Mijena right now. Lieutenant Otilda. Belrith, what did you see out there? You seem nervous, Lieutenant. Is everything alright? Sorry to bother you, ma'am. Might I have a word? What is it? It's those half-orcs that showed up last night saying they wanted to bash Crusaders, the Irregulars we've been calling them. No one seemed to think their joining us was a bad idea, but I don't trust them. They say they would fight the Crusade. Why wouldn't you trust them? Well, they're half-orcs. Vicious, uncivilized beasts. The real problem is we know nothing about them. They could be spies, criminals, anything. If you picked a fight with them, they'd surely be sent on their way. No one would believe they didn't start it. These Irregulars have done nothing wrong. I'll not pick a fight with any who might help us against Kalar, regardless of their race. If that's the way you see it, but it's on your head if they betray us. Damn, you suck, Otilda. And then Glint, I'm pretty sure, is like party member, right? Yeah. I really can't remember. Could have been that important then. Still, if you should recall the thrust of conversation, be a dear and remind me, will you? Thanks. And Corwin. What word of the crusade, Bailrith? Oh, Corwin can join the party. None that I care to share. You're as helpful as always. Get out of here. Go do something useful, or at least stop wasting your time. I mean, I could have said, hey, they went into that temple and got captured, so they're pretty incompetent. No, decided not to. Borskier Bridge it is. Alright, so on the world map, it seems that Bridgefort is up here to the side. Oh my god. Oh my god! A lot of magic arrows. Well, lots of magic arrows anyway. Let's see here. Yeah, following this path seems to be the best way to get to Bridgefort. The reason I'm so focused on getting to Bridgefort is because attacking them from their fortified point, like from the inside, is just going to be the best way to deal with things tactically, because it's going to create a lot of chaos. Well, the body actually is probably relevant to Bridgefort now that I think about it. Like, they probably have been dragging people from there. And it's not like it was mentioned as being mangled beyond. I hear fighting. There's the magic circle. The teleport circle glows with arcane energy. And someone levels up. Khalid, we have company! I do. I am accompanied by troops from Baldur's Gate. We're to free Bridgefort, then move on to Dragonspear Castle. Khalid, I know that you and Jahira are Harpers. Do you really expect me to believe you're here by coincidence? Very well. I'll bring the fists from the east. Your forces will strike from the north. We'll crush the camp between us and proceed across the Borskir Bridge. I'll seek out Hess and Hillcarver immediately. Hello? Wait a second. I know that voice. No, not yours. The new one. Yours. I don't remember Nira. Wait, no, she's the wild mage, isn't she? No, looking for a wild mage, I guess. You don't remember me? Baelrith, I helped you find that wild mage you were looking for? No. What do you need? I do have the leg of such a spider. I don't know why I've got it exactly, but I do. Take it, please. You'd be doing me a favor. Well, I did come across a potion of perception not too long ago. course. Stick with me and we'll find the rest of the ingredients, I promise. I hope I can just immediately say, hey, go to the camp. Let's see. It's nothing personal, doing what's best for everyone. There we go. Head to the camp, you should be safe there. Alright, we've also got Hoach Randy Monk. Yeah, what can I do for ya? Tell me your name to begin with. I'm Bilrith. Yeah, reckon you are at that. Name's Hoach Randy Monk. Cobbler by trade, but trade's been suffering a bit of late. Sieges do tend to negatively affect business. Reckon they do at that. Is there anything I can do for you? Well, nothing comes to mind. I'll leave it to your work. If you don't got something for me to do, I reckon that'd be for the best. Take care. Jeg. They're the Fort Smith, correct? I'd like to see what arms and armor you have available. Here, take a look, but no touching the goods till I touch the gold. Got it? Ooh. Wright's last arrow +2. The tale of this weapon lost its significance in the sea of great stories that are told about the High Forest, but some bards still sing the song of the skilled archer Adonis Wright. Oh, shocked from the strike of his powerful bow, the slaying game sought by Adonis falls long ago in the time of the quiet earth, the hunt from the famed High Forest calls. The Duke of Everland, known for his boast of the trophies held and his pride as dear, intensely enraged at his rival hunter, whose bounty by far surpassed his 1 year. One morn tragedy befell the land with the misconceived death of the Duke's prized hound. Fallen at the base of the great elm tree, a bow's shot death in its heart was found. With skill so great, targets in his eyes are at the mercy of its arrow's flight. His hands are sure and still, never missing a kill. None could match the marksmanship of Adonis Wright. The same eve Adonis called on the Duke. In solemn mistake he wished to repay, but the noble's rage claimed 10 pounds of flesh, and an archer's arm hit the ground that day. The evil lord demanded justice unjust, the most vile curse on his arm to be cast. Vengeance be sought for the price he had paid. Wright vowed the hound's arrow would not be his last. In sorrow the town helped him forge an axe, blessed to honor his most glorious day, the mark of Wright's arrow to guide its strike, and reputed to kill in the very same way. His skill so great, targets in his eyes were at the mercy of its arrow's flight. His hands sure and still, never missing a kill. None could match the marksmanship of Adonis Wright. Again called the forest with its precious game, and a prize Adonis with thrill did he seek, but none could be finer than the great clawed falcon, sought by all amidst the forest's lost peaks. Once more the rivalry of the Duke did stir, for he thought of his skills with Wright's bow to be the best, and set his eyes on the glorious bird to emerge as the holder of its sated crest. The two climbed the peaks and searched days on end, each of their wills set strong as the stone. They found each other at a cliff by chance. Both of their hatreds ran deep as the bone. The skill so great, arrows in his eyes were still so great. Refrain. The Duke drew the bow and pulled the string taut, but first flew Adonis' axe with its blow. Cleaved, the lord stumbled to cliff's edge and off, defeated by Wright's last arrow. Chorus. So it is a throwing axe. Crit range 1920. On a critical hit, the wielder gains +5 THAC0 for 3 rounds. Oh, it can be used melee or ranged. I'm going to have to look at my current axe. Hey, right when I was talking about a lack of money. Or a lack of things to spend money on. Stalwart scales +2. Noted dwarven smith Hedda Paragot crafted this suit of armor in response to a challenge. Fellow smiths discussed their disdain of working with non-metal or stone materials at the tavern one night, and Hedda bragged that she had no such difficulties. The smith is challenged her to create a hybrid suit of half metal, half armor. Half metal, half armed. What's the other half? Leather? Hannah is set to work making the lightest, most flexible steel plates she could and affixing them to a well-made leather breastplate. Oh, okay, yeah. The result was a shimmering suit of split mail that weighed less than a normal suit and proved most useful against slashing attacks. Hannah won the bet and free drinks for a month. 10% slashing resist, AC 2, 1 versus piercing, and missile, 0 versus crushing. Full plate plus 1 would free up the cloak slot, but I don't have any other cloaks I care about right now for Minsk. Steadfast plus 2. This buckler is of fine dwarven make. Its surface displays the image of a stout dwarven warrior, his face glaring resolutely at whatever foe the bearer faces. AC plus 3, no protection against missile, 10 HP for dwarves, plus 5 HP for others. And I have small, medium, and large shields, plus 2. Helmets, okay. Let's take a moment here. So my throwing axe is just throwing axe plus 2. So I'm going to sell that off. My armor is 1, 2 versus slashing, 0 versus piercing and missile. Actually, full plate is actually better for you, I think. But then I lose the saving throw bonuses. Yeah. Alright, I can sell the throwing axe plus 2 and buy Wright's last arrow plus 2 because that's just straight up better. It's not better for melee, but it's way better for ranged attacks. This is Thaco plus 2. Oh, it's because of the strength, right? I thought throwing weapons used strength. Weird. Alright, let me write... I'm going to actually write down the armor just to see if it's actually better than anything I have. So it's 2, 1 versus piercing and missile, 0 versus crushing. Plus I have the armor to make out of the shell, but first. So that's... -1, -2 versus slashing, 0 versus piercing and missile. So that's 1 versus crushing. I think that actually is overall better. Because crushing is less common, I think. And then Minsk is 1 -3 versus slashing, -2 versus piercing and missile. I think I should just take the full plate plus 1 though for Baelrith. Because I lose the +1 versus saves. But that's... yeah, that is super good, actually. Yeah, because that's just -5 AC in general, plus -9 versus slashing, and -8 versus piercing and missile. And, oh! Viconia can make use of the Ankeg armor. Okay, sell that. You need a Ring of the Princes because you don't have a Cloak of Protection. Have you crafted something useful from a rhino beetle shell if you're able? I should be able to do something with it. A shield, certainly. Maybe some plate armor. Which would you prefer? Let me think on it. I want to see what each one is. Give me a few hours. I just like knowing what my choices actually are. Here you are, then. It's not pretty, but the shell's very light and hard to pierce. It'll help you on your journey. Rhino Beetle Shield +2. So that is 3 AC, 5 versus missile, 15% missile resistance. So, the Rhino Beetle plate is not better for anyone inherently. Missile damage resistance +25%. Yeah, I'm going to take the shield. Rhino Beetle Shield +2 for Viconia. Holy sh! Her AC is just -7 in general, not even counting things that her armor is particularly good against. Oh, that is insane. I have been overlooking gearing her. What do you have? Mace +1. What are you proficient with? Warhammer, Mace, Sling, each are only 1 point. Yikes. I should probably consider getting you some strength gear. But, Dinah Hairlet has a level to gain. +1 level 2 spell slot, +5 level 5 spell, or +1 level 5 spell slot, and +1 THACO. Or +1 to hit, let's just say. Another acid arrow. Let's take a web. And another breach, I guess, for now. Okay. Khalid sent me to talk to you about the fort supplies. Right. Well, we've got plenty of food down here, as well as sundries. Blankets, lamp oil, that sort of thing. You can see why the Crusade wants their mitts on it. Would let them run more soldiers onto the field. I'd prefer not to fight more soldiers if I don't have to. I'd really prefer fighting fewer soldiers. Aye, if the Crusade gets in here, we'd be better off destroying the supplies than letting them have it. Devious plan. I like it. Thank you. You've given me a lot to think about. Go on then. I've got work to do. Wine in Hesse. That would be less supplies for the Crusaders, but it would also be less supplies for us. Basic Warhammer. Wine in Hesse. You're Wine in Hess, are you not? Khalid told me to seek you out regarding the fort's defenses.
Oh, fine. Defenses, what have we got? Not much. A few fighters, some mercenaries and guards. Most of you are travelers trapped inside when the crusade crossed the winding water.
Three people died. Should investigate the source of the impact. Someone help Lexa!
She's beyond our help, son.
What's going on here?
Hess! What's going on here, Hess? You were supposed to protect us from this sort of attack.
I was told to seek you out. I should have been warned about your work's critical nature.
There's nothing to be done about it now.
Is there something to be done about the giant glowing rock? What's happening? Ugh.
It's a stone. There's an unnatural magical aura surrounding it.
Bailoff, I believe this is your area. We've got to get into the Crusade camp and find that scroll. Without it, Bridgefort will surely fall. I won't allow that to happen. You can count on me to get the scroll. There's no time to waste. I can feel the stone's magic moving through my body even as we speak. Go get the scroll. Save us all. I wonder if I can... No, I probably can't get the bodies resurrected. Frere Tajik. Well met. And how are you finding our little fort? It's in better shape than I'd expected, considering the Crusade's actions. We have Khalid to thank for that. Without him, we would have fallen long ago. If there's anything I can help you with, please do let me know. Healing. Are you going to charge full oh god, you are. Mate. The stone altar's surface has sufficient room for 3 bodies. I see. So your intended, well, the initial intent, if you weren't thorough in the other place, was, you know, resurrect these 3. Let's see. A ring was taken from it at some point. That's interesting. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to be, you know, what's the word? I'm going to have to think logically here, rather than emotionally. Okay. There's going to be a quest for resurrection there. I know it. Couple gems. Still no use for those spider eggs. Alright. So that's everything we can do here. Let's go talk to Khalid. Wherever he is. Return to the Crusader camp to tell them I freed their missing patrol. Return to Khalid. Creeping Darkness is the Spellstone thing. Call the Wild Mage is the ingredients that we'll just come across over time. Yeah, I feel no shame in blaming Khalid for that one. Not telling, like, hey, he's doing, like, wards and stuff. Rayler. Nothing to say, I guess. Zari. Junia. You there, help me move these bodies, please. Where do you want them? We need to get them to the altar in the next chamber so I can prepare them for burial. Oh, that's what it is. If their lives in the next world meet better ends than this one, let's get them to the altar. Thank you, thank you. I assumed that it was a resurrection thing because there is, you know, a cleric here. You have my thanks. I have exhausted myself bringing all your dead here. A terrible thing to say, but sadly all too true. I obviously recognize the effort this sort of transport takes. I'll leave it to you to determine a fitting payment for my work. I'm afraid I don't have anything to spare. Our resources have been stretched beyond any reasonable limit as it is, which makes me hesitant to do this. I must ask one more thing of you. I recognize Kendra here. She's the sister of a guardsman, Therantis. Can you tell him of her passing? Forgive me, but wouldn't that be something better done by you? I have more survivors to inform. Too many. It would help a great deal if you could speak to Therantis. He patrols the courtyard. Fine, I'll tell him. Thank you again. May the Morning Lord light your way. Maybe I'm missing an exit here. Oh, yeah. I literally am missing the exit. Wow, okay. So next time on Let's Play Siege of Dragonspear, we're going to head back into the town of Bridgefort. See you guys then.